Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Martina and today we're going to be talking about doing the most and the fact that weight loss requires you to do the most. Don't listen to what people say, okay? Don't listen when somebody's like, I think you're doing a little bit too much. Why don't you just have a day off? Why don't you, no, listen. As somebody who has lost 100 pounds, as somebody who spent years trapped in binge eating, overeating, feeling absolutely stuck with my habits, with the way that I was treating myself. I know what it takes to move past that. I know what it takes to be successful, and it takes doing what some people consider the most, okay? It's not the most, it's what's required. So when people have comments, when people have shit to say, ignore them. If you've made your plan, you know your plan is healthy, you know your plan is beneficial for you, it's what works for you, stick to your plan. Stick to your plan no matter what, because the amount of freedom that you will get from sticking to your plan is going to be worth more to you than people's opinions, okay? Now, disclaimer, this is not me saying that if your family are concerned about you because you're not eating enough food and you're over-exercising, that you shouldn't listen to them. If you're over-exercising and you are not eating enough food, you're not dieting, you're self-destructing. You're not losing weight, you're self-destructing. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm talking about people who have a healthy plan, who have a balanced exercise plan, who are on their shit, but people are concerned. We all know, we've all been there where, you know, you're fat, you eat McDonald's, nobody says a word. And equally, if you've been trying to be on your weight loss grind, we've also all been there when, you know, you're on a diet, you eat a salad and everybody has some shit to say. And it can be really difficult because we're human beings. We want to be liked. We want to be part of a group. We want to get on with everybody. And I know for me, I have definitely eaten on some instances just to fit in, just to feel normal, just to be part of the crowd. And I know that makes me sound like, you know, a loser, but bitch, I'm a loser. Like, I want to be part of the group. And you feel like you're not living life sometimes and you want to live life, you know? But my biggest advice would be ignore what people say. If somebody's like, oh, you know, why are you going to the gym so much? Bitch, because that's what it takes. Why does it matter if you eat 50 grams of oats or 40? Because that's what it takes. That's what it takes. Like, ask anybody who's lost weight. Like, it takes discipline. It takes work. It takes what some people would consider doing the most. Like, weight loss is not easy, but you can do it. As long as you can figure out what it takes for you to get to where you want to go, you make your plan and you stick to it. That's it. My tip for today is ignore what people say. Don't listen to what people say, especially if they are not where you want to be and they haven't been where you have come from. I made a lot of mistakes for many years because I kept listening to people who had never been overweight. So I would go and I'd watch really thin, gorgeous girls who were vegan, and you know, they were eating all these acai bowls and peanut butter and toast and, you know, big Buddha bowls with all sorts of, you know, shit on it. They were not counting their calories because they didn't need to. They didn't need to be in a calorie deficit, and they would even make videos about weight loss. It's like, bitch, you know, you don't know shit about no weight loss. But like, they'd make videos about weight loss and you're just like, girl, what are we doing here? You've never lost any weight. But I would listen to them and I would try to do what they were saying. And they were like, don't count your calories, you know, don't count your calories. Just, you know, eat really healthy. Focus on eating as healthy as you can and you'll lose weight. It's like, but is that your experience? Have you done that? Is that how you got this body? Like, it's not that people are born with thin bodies, but, you know, have you just never had an issue with food? If you've never had an issue with food, then of course saying to somebody, just eat really healthy, sounds logical and practical, and it is if you can just eat really healthy. But if you're somebody who uses food to get through the day, to get from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., then you can't just eat healthy. If you are an overeater, that part of your brain doesn't work like that. You know, when someone's telling you just eat healthy, you're not going to just eat healthy, you're going to overeat healthy. That's what you're going to do. So you need boundaries and guidelines, and definitions are helpful to people who have had none, you know, when you have no, not self-control, but when you have no part of your brain that goes, actually, I'm just about satisfied now. When your brain only, when your hunger signals only really switch off when you're stuffed to here, you need something else to help you. And that's what I needed. I tried for so many years to just eat healthy, and it never worked out for me because I can't just eat healthy. Like, that for me is like kind of cancelled. Like, it doesn't exist for me. If I eat without some sort of guidelines and boundaries, it just doesn't work out. I always end up overeating. I always end up gaining weight. And so I need those boundaries. It's just kind of like trying to raise kids with no rules. Like in this arena, in the eating arena, I am childlike, and I can either bemoan that and do nothing about it and sit here and talk about, you know, how great that is and how much I love it, which would be a lie. Or I can be like, I don't like that about myself. No, I don't like that about myself. It's not a helpful trait that I have, and I wish to change it. And in order to change it, I need to start with the truth. And the truth is that I am childlike when it comes to my eating. I need boundaries and rules, just like how, you know, you love your child, you send them to bed at 8 o'clock because you're trying to give them boundaries and rules. You're trying to make them feel safe. And that's a big part of it. A lot of people who are like me, who have used food to overeat and to comfort themselves to get through life, like, we just want to feel safe, you know. Don't really get you guys in your fifis, but we just want to feel safe. We just want to feel loved. We just want to feel protected. And so rather than trying to do that with food, we do that with our guidelines and our boundaries. So when somebody tells you you're doing the most, tell them, girl, I'm doing what it takes. Like, I remember I was at one of my old jobs and somebody offered me some popcorn and they said, you know, do you want some popcorn? I said, yes, please. And I got my scale out and I weighed the popcorn. And she was like, what are you doing? And I was like, being a bad bitch. And like, even though that was my, like, you know, hilarious response in the office, what I was really doing is keeping myself safe, because I know that if I have like a snack like that, I can eat lots of it. So in order to allow myself to enjoy it, but also not to damage my body from having too much of it, I'm going to use my boundaries. Do you see what I mean? So that brings me to the end of the video. It was a really, really short little one just to tell you, you know, if somebody tells you you're doing too much, you're not, you're doing what it takes. I am here to vouch that you're doing what it takes. You know, weight loss is not easy and it takes a lot of discipline and motivation and habit change, but you can get there, you can do it. Just do what it takes, and you know, that's it. But yeah, thank you guys, take care, bye.